Okay, I'm loading in my box again. So, this is Jen, and she's gonna talk to you a little bit about CBD and the benefits and the not so great stuff. But she's gonna do it in a fun, cute way that I can't do it in. So, her video is pretty short, and we're just gonna listen to her Jen, and I'll answer your questions as we go along.
Herb, it's the perfect time, I think, to jump on and go over this. Hi, everybody. Lots of things going on right now that I keep seeing on Facebook. People are sending me articles of, different CBD companies and what they're seeing that's in them. They're asking me questions about the bottles, the ingredients, what they need to look for CBD. So I thought today was the perfect day to jump on here and talk about that so that people know really why HempWorks is such a great product in general. Why you shouldn't just buy CBD just because something says CBD oil on it. There's a lot of deceiving companies out there. There's a lot of deceptive products with things in them that shouldn't be in them. So that's what I'm going to go over today. Recently, actually today, I posted on my personal page, and it's going around right now. Somebody on the team in the company had made a post. They're over in South Dakota, and they made a post about they were recently at a box store. I don't know if I'm not allowed to say the name of the store, but it rhymes with Fed, Bath, and Beyond. I don't know if I can do that. Anyways, they were there, and there was an entire display area of all things CBD that the company was promoting. The store was, and I don't remember the name of the brand, but it looks like an ingestible CBD oil by the box, by the packaging, by the labeling. And when you read the fine line, it's for a diffuser only. It's not to be ingested, or you can use it topically. There's an ingredient in it that will make people very, very sick if they actually ingest this. If you give it to your pet, it's going to make your pet sick. What else was on there? The pet oil that they have, this topical pet oil, actually has a warning on the back that it's flammable. So I would never put something on my dog that has a flammable warning on it. And it also suggests that if you're using it topically, to test a section of your skin, a small section, before you use it further to make sure you don't break out in a rash. So that's why people need to be aware of what the heck is out there, what's in these products, what it's being marketed as, what to look for. It's so incredibly dangerous that you go into a store and you think, hey, CBD oil, it says CBD, I'm going to buy it. It can make you sick, it can make your pet sick. You've got to look for the labels. So I wanted to touch base today. I've talked to a few different people that in this company, affiliates with this company, and one was severely allergic to mold. So if she was using a CBD oil that did not do mold toxicity screening and she got something that was mold contaminated, it would make her very, very sick. There's another article floating around. There was a young boy that's mother gave him a brand of CBD oil for, I believe it was seizures. That little boy ended up with near fatal levels of lead in his system when he was, they tested his blood to see what was going on with him. He was really, really sick. It was lead, and they traced it back to his CBD oil. So really important to know what you're buying. I went to HempWorks in particular because I know exactly what's in it. I know where our hemp comes from. It comes from Kentucky. The farms are Gencana. They're organic, FDA compliant. Their soil's organic, which means that plant is not getting heavy metals from the ground. If the soil's not organic, that plant could be absorbing what some companies call nutrients, which are actually lead and arsenic. That then ends up in your product as a byproduct, let's say, and then you consume that. So you could potentially get lead and arsenic in your CBD oil. Extremely important to know all of these things before you just go and you buy a CBD oil off a shelf at a gas station, off Amazon, health food stores, pharmacies. Make sure, if you're not choosing this brand, make sure you know what you're buying. With this, I know exactly, like I said, I know what's in it. You need to look for third-party lab testing, which we do have. That means, hey John, it means the company sends that product out for testing from an independent laboratory. So they're not doing their own testing and then posting the results. They're using a third party. We do use a third party, Proverda, I believe is the name of the lab. We have all of our lab testing reports on our website. They're public knowledge. Anybody can go on and see them. There's a lot of companies out there that claim they have lab testing, and then when you go to purchase a product off their site, they will not release those lab reports until you purchase from their site. So you want to make sure it's non-disclosure. Everything's out there, front and center. You've got to know what to look for. If you're not looking for these lab testing, you should be. And when I say lab testing, they need to be testing like we do. We test for heavy metals, like I said, lead and arsenic. We test for solvents. Solvents meaning when the CBD and the cannabinoids are extracted from the hemp plant, you don't want them using heavy solvents to do that. The solvents are usually a form of alcohol, butane, ethanol. They then can stay in your product and potentially make you sick. So CO2 cold press extraction is the safest method. It's safe for the consumer. It's safe for the plant. It doesn't damage the final product, being the oil. The cannabinoids don't get broken down with CO2 cold press. The CO2 is carbon dioxide. It dissolves. It releases back into the air. It's safe. It's not harmful. No solvents are used. So your third-party lab needs to test for solvents. Like I said, heavy metals, solvents, and mold is the other one. If they're not testing for any of those, all three of those, if they're not testing for those, I would definitely stay away from that product. We test for all three. We do have mold toxicity screening, which is another reason I love this company. I know it's safe. It's pure. It's a great quality product. It's not going to make me sick. It's not going to make my pets sick, my horses sick. My consumers aren't going to get sick. They're not going to call me and say they've got stomach cramps and diarrhea and vomiting. Those are things that can happen if you have a certain type of MCT oil in your CBD as either a carrier or an additive or filler. If that MCT oil goes through a fractionated process, it's not truly organic. In that fractionated process, what they're doing in the extraction and using solvents, the side effects to that are stomach cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting. So something else you need to know when you're looking for a good quality product. Like I said, this was, I think, just the perfect time to jump on and see this. I had somebody else send me another link today, and it was another random company that was out there, and he's like, I wanted you to see this. I know that you like hearing different things that are going on, so I saw what was happening with these different companies and what they're actually pushing and promoting, and everybody wants to sell CBD right now. It does not mean it's always a good quality product. I've had people call me and say they went to another big box store that rhymes with
So it's super important that we know where our product is coming from. And the HempWorks brand is so adamant about having that high level of authenticity, right? And being the best company out there, right? Because we want to make sure that our product is the best. That's why our pricing is set the way it is. That's why all of our stuff is the way it is. Right now, and the way the way our checkpoints are right now, we are actually at a low inventory because of those checkpoints. Because what has happened is some of the farms that we're using are not meeting our criteria, and they're sending us their CBD, and then we check it and we're like, but wait a minute, this is not what we agreed upon. This is not the product that you promised us. So you need to go back and fix it. And they're actually rejecting some of the CBD that's coming in right now. Because when it goes to the testing process, it's not at that high level that HempWorks wants. So, if you are looking for CBD right now, that is the most important thing you need to know. Our CBD is the purest CBD that you can get on the market because it is an ingestible CBD. And it's not going to harm you, and it does not have all those added things in there. And if you want, I will walk you through the testing part, and we will go through all of that. But it is a super important thing that you guys understand that the stuff at the gas station is not the same as buying it from us. When you buy it from us, the product will last longer, the product will be more pure, and it will be more effective than if you buy it from a gas station or a grocery store or even a pharmacy. The pharmacies are probably the worst offenders because they say it's an ingestible, and it's not. It's actually an air. You're supposed to like put it in your air diffuser and use it as an air diffuser in the room, or you're supposed to add it as a topical and use it as a topical. And people are actually ingesting it and making themselves super sick. And it's so sad. They're like, but I'm using it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, do not use it that way. You know, that is not what that product is supposed to be used for. So, yeah, they think because that has it on the bottle, it's in the bottle, and it's actually not in the bottle at all. So, make sure it has a third-party testing attached to it, please. And if you want to know more about the third-party testing, please comment on the video, and I will show you another video on the third-party testing. So, I'm going to stop the recording. You have a beautiful day, and I will see you on the next live. Bye, from the KC Hope Dealer.